What's good, Commanders fans, and happy draft day eve. Gonna come up with you guys with a final mock draft here. So this is gonna be the final mock draft. This is gonna have to be a very quick video, as I always say, because I got my son with me today in the spring break. So this will probably be like 5 to 8 minutes, but I definitely wanted to do a final prediction. I always wanted to always do that every single year. I may get on a live stream tomorrow with you guys during the day, maybe around like noonish, something like that, just to chop it up, vibe check, energy check before the draft, how you guys are feeling and whatnot. So we did do a mock draft last night on Commanders Kings. Had a lot of fun doing that, so that was a good time. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I got. I don't have time to edit and put it up and stuff like that and show you guys the graphics. But this is Pro Football Network. Basically the easiest simulator. It's free and it's kind of realistic, kind of not at the same time. But you just never know with the draft. Anything can happen. So anything that's wonky that does happen in these mock draft simulators potentially could happen in real life. So you just never know. But all right, let's get it started. I don't have the music. So I'll just do one. I'll do it one time. Always have to do it every year. All right. So with our first pick, I did have us trade back the New Orleans Saints. They traded pick 40 and pick 71 to us, and I had pick 29. And so we got pick 40 and pick 71. So we traded back out of the first round. I got pick 40 and 71. So we gained a pick, and we only moved back 11 spots. So that's really not bad at all. So the people who were available at pick 29 was Michael Williams. I'm sorry, not Michael Williams. James Pierce. He went to the Cardinals. Maxwell Harrison was available. He went to the Eagles. Let me see who else was available. So I'm not tripping off of that. I think Donovan E. Where's Donovan E at? Donovan E went 23rd to the Falcons. Mike Green went 15th to the Packers. So I don't think Mike Green's even going to be available when we draft. Also, Donovan E. I think he will be available, but you just never know with that too. Nick Scorton was gone. Shamar Stewart went to the Broncos at 20th. So a lot of the edge rushers were gone. Jahad Campbell went to the Niners, a linebacker. So, like I said, but James Pierce was available, and they were reportedly not interested in James Pierce, but you just never know what can happen with that too. So the guys who were available at 40 were Josh Conerly, Xavier Watts, the safety that we're most likely not going to pick anyway. Of course, Oladejo Femi from UCLA, but we ended up picking Treyveon Henderson, the Ohio State running back, super explosive, super speedy, great in pass protection, can catch out of the backfield. Just a lot of things that he can do. Such a versatile running back. And man, we need that speed. We need that home run hitting ability from Treyveon Henderson. I mean, you look at his relative athletic score. I got it up here too. Not as a graphic, but I got it up here that I'm looking at. He's super duper athletic. Elite vertical leap with 38.5 inch vertical leap. Elite broad jump, 40-yard dash is elite with a 4.43 40-yard dash, 20-yard split elite, 10-yard split elite as well. And yeah, I mean, he just knocked it out of the park, ranked 106 out of 1,909 running backs from 1987 to 2025. And then the report from Jeremy Fowler just came out. I do have ESPN Plus, so I'm gonna read a little bit of the article for you guys. Basically, he says Ohio State's Trayvon Henderson could also go earlier than most think. Enough teams have him very high on their running back board, meaning late first round isn't totally out of the question. The contenders such as the Texans, Chiefs, and Commanders. It's so awesome to just read an article from Jeremy Fowler saying that we are a contender, that we're in the room with the Chiefs and the Texans and teams like that. Contenders such as the Texans, Chiefs, and Commanders are looking to improve their ground games. The Chiefs conducted a virtual call with Henderson on Tuesday, and Coach Andy Reid was a part of the call. Now, we've had a couple meetings or calls with Trayvon Henderson. That news came out earlier this week. So they like Trayvon Henderson, man. They want to upgrade this running back room. I love Brian Robinson with a passion. Great guy, got shot, tough runner, but you just need a change of pace guy. A lot of guys are on one-year deals, so I personally would not mind drafting Trayvon Henderson in the first round. If they get him in the second round, that's even better. If you move back to like pick 39, pick 40 like I did, and pick up Trayvon Henderson, that is a great pickup. I believe Trayvon Henderson had 1,000 yards on the ground this year, splitting carries with Quinshawn Judkins, which is just insane. 5'10", 210 pounds. And he can pass protect. That's one of the biggest things about his game is that he can pass protect, which will be huge for Jaden Daniels. 10 touchdowns, 27 catches for 284 yards. So he has that production catching the ball out of the backfield. 1,016 yards, like I said, with splitting carries. Had two 1,000-yard seasons in his career at Ohio State. So he's a dog, man. He's going to upgrade this team. We need that speed and just a different dynamic. And we need to take some of the pressure off of Jaden, man. I know we can get a running back in the later rounds, but I just think, the talent there is just too much to pass up on with Treyveon Henderson. That's just my thoughts there. All right, so rapid fire going with the next picks. Pick 71. Pick 61. I took Benjamin Morrison, the corner out of Notre Dame. He was a little banged up this year, but he did a really good job against Marvin Harrison. Earlier years, he had an interception against USC, against Caleb Williams. He's just a dog. He's a very physical corner, a tough corner. Will jam you up at the line of scrimmage. Like I said, super physical, very tough. Just plays mean, man. Just plays mean. Can mirror and match with receivers and whatnot. Has a knack for taking the football away as well, which I like about him too. Has 6 picks his freshman year, 3 picks in 2023. Somewhat of a down year in 2024, but like I said, he only played in 6 games, so not gonna bash him for that. But 6 picks in 2022, 3 picks in 2023. Like I said, did a great job against Marvin Harrison. Had a pick 6 his freshman year as well. So I think Benjamin Morrison would definitely help out our cornerback room for sure. You put Mikey on the inside, you have Marshawn on the outside, you have John Jones on the inside too, and I think our cornerback room just gets better with Benjamin Morrison there in the second round out of Notre Dame. All right, another rapid fire here is Braden Swinson, the pass rusher out of LSU. Braden Swinson had a darn good career, darn good college career. 8.5 sacks last year and 14 tackles for loss. 6'3", 255 pounds with 33-inch arms. Super explosive off the edge. So, that's what we need. And I got him at pick 71. The next pick is 128. Dante Thornton out of Tennessee. Speed demon, 6'5". Ran a 4.3 40, I believe. I had a couple touchdowns. Not a lot of big numbers in production, but we need speed and we need size at the wide receiver position. So I went with Dante Thornton. He just has stuff he can't teach. And then 205 and 245. I don't know these guys. I'm not going to cap like I know these guys. Elijah Roberts, defensive tackle out of SMU. And then the other pick was, of course, my computer just freaking goes back here. But let me see if I can find it. Where the last pick was. Let's see here. Of course, this happens. Let's see here. What was the last pick? I gotta go to my freaking pictures, and this is why I did this, because I knew this was gonna happen. I knew something weird was gonna happen. That's why I save my stuff all the time. All right. I said Elijah Roberts, and we had. I emailed the draft to myself too. Let me look at my email here real quick, and then I'll wrap this video up. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think about the draft. Hunter Wolder, safety out of Wisconsin. So that's who I got. I got us a safety. So we got a running back, a corner, an edge, a wide receiver, defensive tackle, and safety. We didn't get any offensive linemen. I really think we're fine with the offensive line. I don't really think we need to add any. Like, it would help, but it's not a need. For depth, let's see what Brandon Coleman does at right tackle. Cosby, when he gets back, Wiley would most likely fill in at right guard. Biotis, you're not replacing him. Obviously, he's a darn good center, a Pro Bowl center, in my opinion. And then left guard, Allegretti. Left tackle, Laramie, a Pro Bowl potential All-Pro, Laramie Tunzel at left tackle. So I think across the board, we're fine offensive line. If you want to, people want Connerly and Simmons, I don't know if those guys would start this year, to be honest with you. They would come off the bench in a pinch, or maybe next year they would start in the 2026 season. But I think offensive line, we don't really have a lot of room for a starter, in my opinion, because they want Brandon Coleman to start. They want him to start at right tackle, and then Cosby's going to come back from the injury, and he's going to start at right guard. So the whole left side is taken care of. Tunzel, Biotis, and Allegretti. The left side is not, nobody's moving from that side. It's just not happening. And then Cosby's coming back. And then the only replaceable or interchangeable person is really Brandon Coleman. They want him to start. He's going to start at right tackle. That's just my opinion. All right, so we got Treyveon Henderson, Ben Morrison, Braden Swinson, Dante Thornton at wide receiver, Elijah Roberts at defensive tackle from SMU, and Hunter Wolder from Wisconsin at safety. And you guys know my beliefs on kicker. I don't want to draft a kicker. I'd rather just bring in a UDFA to compete with Zane Gonzalez, or a retread, or an XFL guy, UFL guy, and Matt McCrane from the DC Defenders. That's just my thought. I don't want to spend any draft capital on a kicker. Those are my thoughts. All right, you guys, as always, let's see what happens, guys. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow before the draft. And let's see what happens tomorrow, man. Let's have a lot of fun. Have a great day. Hail to Commanders. Peace.